Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. Let's talk about orthodontists going extinct. It's gonna happen in my lifetime. Not fully, but I mean, there are way more orthodontists being produced than are totally needed. And given that the vast majority of general dentists and pediatric dentists are now doing ortho, it would be the last specialty I would ever go into. I mean, even if it was free, you couldn't pay me to go into the special. I think it's fascinating, but would I choose to specialize in it again? Heck no. And I'm telling everyone that. No way, no way, no way. Okay, I'm going to explain why. And yes, thank you. So I made a rant video about a week ago. I've been informed by my kids it was considered a rant. I thought it was just me being spicy about my career choice and just how I'm feeling about it. And I'm not the only one. Trust me, there are so many podcasts out there like this. Like a lot of us are pissed about our profession right now. And that's why a lot of us are just doing other things. You know, we're all having to side hustle because orthodontists know you can, you can't be a tooth straightener much longer. And if you are a craniofacial orthopedist and focusing more on the growth and mile, it just doesn't pay. So unless you are fee for service, which is the direction I'm trying to go into, it is slowly being built, and I'm just building my team. So if you are an ENT, an OMT, or a pediatric dentist, reach out to me if you want to be on my team. It'll be a West Coast profession office. I mean, I don't know where it's going to be. Kind of depends. So anyways, I just wanted to go over my thoughts and why the shift? Why have things changed in the last 20, 30 years? Well, I've already gone over why. And if you want to see my rant video, go into my YouTube channel. And it's a huge rant video all about me, how I got there, how my position is now, and why I got there. The rant part is only the very end where I give it to you. And no, this is not libel or anything. This is just the truth. I mean, new technology comes, old technology moves out. And if everyone's still using old technology and old methods, they're going to be phased out. Eventually, patients and mommies are going to be aware that there's people doing it differently, who are focusing on how the face is going to grow, who are educated on how the face is going to grow. And they're going to realize that 60% of growth is finished by age 6 and 80% of growth is finished by age 8 of the whole face. So obviously if we're waiting till 10, 11, 12 in a girl, we're done growing. So we're not going to get a good outcome. That's just a fact, Jack. So let's talk about this a little bit more. So I'm probably going to read something off that I wrote just because I feel like it's better. It's going to be my blog, which is going to be attached to this, but I think I put a lot of thought into the words, so easier if I just read it than ramble. So for decades, we have been conditioned to believe that braces and clear aligners are a mandatory rite of passage for almost every child. If teeth are crooked, if you take them to an orthodontist, pay thousands of dollars, maybe use some of your insurance and mechanically force the teeth into a straight line. But if we look at the core of human biology, traditional orthodontics is largely addressing a symptom rather than an actual problem. In modern dental structures, conventional braces are retroactively straightening and often unnecessary and very preventable issue. Teeth don't simply choose to grow in crooked or malaligned without a reason. Crooked teeth are a symptom of a larger developmental or other problem. And it's not always airway. I know y'all are like, airway. No, it's not always airway, okay? It's not always airway. And some of these people, and I hear some of you guys are getting in real messy. You guys are getting real messy in your practices. You have mommies that are forcing you to do things. Do not do that. You guys are insane. That is the best way to lose your license, is having mommies push you around. Don't let the mommies push you around. You have a degree. Use science to make the right decisions. Always science. I'm not saying literature, because a lot of literature is bad science. Just because it's published doesn't mean it's good science. Okay? You need to learn to read the literature and read between the lines of the BS. Just because some party or organization is saying something doesn't even mean they read the literature right. And that is happening. So you learn to read the literature. And I think the difference is that the older generation, I'm talking about as Gen Xers, not even the millennials, maybe some of the Zillennials, but not the millennials. We were raised on literature. We know how to read literature. We know how to read between the lines. I don't need chat to tell me what literature means. I can read literature. Do I like reading literature? No, it's not fun. I actually hate it. Just because I've had to read so much in my lifetime, it is not enjoyable for me. But if I'm interested, like in this case, I am super happy to read the literature and tell you what's going on. Okay, so again, when a child's facial structure develops correctly, the jaw grows wide enough to accommodate every single tooth. Usually. Occasionally we have genetic issues. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be genetic issues that happen. In our family, we did everything right with one of our kids. Everything right. But she still had an impacted canine. But she would have had two. So, at least we only had one. It could have been worse, but that was, again, genetics, and everything was done right, okay? Traditional orthodontics waits for this poor development to finish and then attempts to crowd straight teeth into a small underdeveloped arch, leading to facial consequences. And sometimes we have to extract teeth to make room, or they just look terrible. They just look dumb because they push all the teeth forward and they look like bleh, like a doggy. Listen, you can line people up in a you know what they do when they line up for jail? Like, I can tell you who has an airway, like maybe not an airway issue, but who has an issue with growth. That much I can tell you. I cannot tell you if it's airway related. I can tell you if it's an issue with growth. Could be airway, could be mild, could be structural. I don't know what it is. Line them up. I'll say, whose face is ugly? And you know what? Whoever's face is ugly, it's always related to orthodontics. I can make some pretty faces out of some genetically not that great looking people. If we start young, your child will not be chopped. I mean, it just comes down to all this simple stuff. Okay, how to not be chopped. That should be the title of my thing. The preventive approach, growing the face. If we shift our focus entirely towards early intervention, proper growth and development, posture, nasal breathing, the vast majority of children would probably never need braces. Again, this need is in air quotes. Need is defined as there is a problem, traumatic occlusion, something like that. Cosmetics is not need, okay? A slightly crooked number 6 is not a problem, okay? That's cosmetic. In Europe, that's pretty much how it works. Nobody needs braces unless they need braces. It does not get paid for unless you need it. Cosmetic issues don't get paid for. Functional issues are addressed at a much younger age. That is how we need to do things here. Our insurance needs to be paying like that. But a lot of this stuff is a lot of work. So look at all the content I've made on this. So let's focus on nasal breathing, airway health, diet and posture, okay, sleep, all that stuff. Upending the current insurance-driven industry. Look, I'm not saying there isn't room for insurance. For tooth straighteners, fine. The insurance model works. The problem is for phase 1, it does not work. And for all these doctors that I'm working with who are just amazing doctors, and they're realizing that the reason why they get into this is they realize their own kids need it, or their own nieces and nephews, and they're like, shoot, they're not doing it right. Yeah, they're not doing it right. So the current orthodontic landscape is heavily dictated by an insurance-driven model and corporate dental groups that benefit from waiting until development has failed until they can send a mechanical solution. Residency programs routinely fail to prioritize interceptive growth, airway development, early pediatric intervention because the business model is built on the back end, braces and clear aligners. It's time to move away from that model that treats the human mouth like a puzzle. Trust me, I love puzzles, and I talk about that. And I can do these puzzles with my eyes closed, no problem. Where'd I go? That treats the human mouth like a puzzle instead of isolated pegs. True craniofacial orthopedics shouldn't be about hiding structural developmental failures behind a straight smile. It should be about educating parents early enough to ensure these structural failures never happen in the first place. The problem is, not every patient sees a pediatric dentist. Not every patient sees a pediatric dentist who knows anything about this because they're not learning it in school. So unless they go out and decide they're going to learn it on their own, they're not learning it. A lot of people are sending their kids to general dentists or DSOs that have zero pediatric experience at all, even if they're little kids. And pretty much no one's seeing an orthodontist by the time they even get there until they're 8 or 9. Because if they refer them at 7, they never actually get there till 8, and they never get even started till 8.5 or 9. By now, if they're a girl, it's too late. And if they're a boy, we can't even do that much. So that is the truth. And I'm just going to keep saying the truth. There's nothing wrong about what I'm saying here. It is the truth. It's not working. The system isn't working. Nobody's happy right now. The orthodontists are not happy. The only people that are happy right now is the pediatric dentists because they are getting cash money doing this. And the GPs who are realizing this and getting cash money doing this. But they're realizing they don't get paid for all this pre-work that they have to do. So really their money isn't going to come until they start doing the easy phase 2s that come from doing the phase 1s, which are a little more work, which you don't get paid a ton for, or unless you change the model and do fee for service, which is going to be my whole plan. Hopefully in 2027 or 2028. Again, I will keep putting it out there. I'm growing my list, and when I'm ready, when everything comes together, and then buy to Straightsmile Solutions. I'll sell it if somebody wants to buy it. But anyways, so for now, get your cases going. Let's just get excited. It is so fun. If you want to learn about doing this, it is so fun. There's really no good courses for this. To be honest, the only good course right now is Dr. Simon Wong's course and my course that I can attest to. And they have a hybrid, or you can do them separately. And then working with us one-on-one on cases is what it comes down to. Either of us. I don't care who you work with. He's really good at removables. I'm probably better at aligners and fixed. Not as good with like he does a lot of stuff with like really cool type of colored retainers. It's just not my jam. You know, trying to bend those clasps, I don't like lab work, but he's phenomenal at it. So if you are into that kind of cool stuff, take his. If you're more into doing it with Invisalign and stuff that you can get at a local lab, that's me. We work together. We refer doctors, you know, all the time to each other. We're like, hey, this one's better for you. This one's better for you. And Mike DeLuke, if you're out there, again, I'm going to say your name again, little brother from residency. It seems like your course that you're having in the fall sounds amazing. I have been trying to ping you on every single podcast and you're ignoring me, but that's okay. Eventually you will contact me back. If you start contacting me back, Mike, I'll start sending you people because I think your course sounds amazing from what you're saying. I have not taken it. I would love to go if I was welcomed, but y'all can reach out to me. You know how to reach me. All right. Aloha, everyone. Take care.